Fight commentary breakdowns. Jerry and John Evans. So, John, tell me what you do.
I am a commentator for Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Commentate Worlds, ADCC, Abu Dhabi Pro. Wow. Pretty much all the biggest Jiu Jitsu grappling matches.
So, he's a pro, and that's how I wanted to bring him on. I wanted to do one of the oldest videos, redo it on my channel, because I wanted more professional commentary. So, John, that's Adrian. I don't know what belt he was at the time, but I met him when he was a brown belt. He might have been a purple at this time. So this was years ago.
In the blue shorts.
Yeah, the blue shorts. Yeah, so that's Adrian. Jesse is the Taekwondo guy.
In the
Jesse,
white pants,
yes.
Yeah.
So they're doing kind of MMA rules sparring.
Okay.
It's like, of course, they're trying to be respectful and just work on technique.
Well, yeah, you don't want to knock your training partners out.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
So, I already saw Adrian's 8-1 leg kick already. Jesse, the Taekwondo guy's already kicked him once in the calf.
Yeah, which is, as we've seen from recent years in UFC, is a pretty devastating kick if landed hard and properly. It becomes super popular lately.
Yeah.
This is really tough. So has Adrian had any striking before?
I think so.
Because he doesn't look completely like a fish out of water, like maybe just a pure jiu-jitsu guy would be.
And Adrian, if you want to explain to us what striking training you've had, please let me know. All I remember was he used to have a channel, but he got rid of the channel. I don't know why. He got shy. But he used to do like backyard street fights and stuff. So maybe that's his striking training, but I think he's probably had more.
Yeah.
So, but he looks like he knows distance. He's jabbing. I saw him jabbing, which, only people really who train know how to jab, right? Most people who are not trained in striking will not jab.
Yeah, maybe some boxing. He's also dropping that lead hand like the way a counterpuncher would, but also maybe like a karate guy as well. So,
I see. And his stance is definitely kind of like a boxer. It's kind of wide.
Yeah, he looks more boxery to me, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Like he's jabbing and... Yeah, and he's still covering pretty well with his right hand on the jaw.
Yeah, exactly.
But that, man, I feel like to be that strong counterpuncher where you drop that lead hand, like your jab hand, like shooting from the hips. Oh, and here we got like a Uchimata takedown.
That's right.
I made it work. Nice. Yeah, then this is super unfortunate from the Taekwondo guy.
guy.
Already mount with Adrian, and man, raining down punches. This is just terrible because... I'm sure the Taekwondo guys, if he's never trained ground, this is just like what is happening right now. Yeah. You don't realize like how bad of a position you're in, especially like some ghost punches.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it looked like was he covering up or did he actually get maybe tagged a little bit by accident?
I think, I don't know. All I know is he's definitely very fish out of water. He's not moving his hips at all. That's a common thing.
That is actually like Adrian's now in high mount and now going for S mount so he can get this arm bar. But from high mount, this hiking the legs over and trying to close the guard around your opponent is a good way to escape the high mount if you can do it. Most people are not flexible enough, but if you are, it actually lends itself so you can keep rolling all the way through and actually get like a Boston Crab, like a double footlock there. But it's maybe based on the catch wrestling, but it's a real submission.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I'm sure your opponent feels dumb if you hit that because they were in mount on you and then you Boston Crabbed them. So.
And like you said, Adrian, S maybe trying to go for an armbar? Well, at least for a second.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to. So when he was fully in high mount he's in high mount now, but if here he starts to hike his knees up, you can see this gets really problematic for the bottom guy. It starts to collect the arms up high. Oh, and there's the gift wrap. This is terrible. Like in MMA, like this fights have been stopped from here because you only have that forearm to defend yourself, which is not great. And basically your opponent on top can just rain down with the full effects of gravity, just repeated punches to your face, to your ribs. It's just god awful.
Oh, man!
And as a Taekwondo guy, he has got no idea how to escape. And even if you're a Jiu-Jitsu guy, if they got a strong gift wrap on you, it is terrible.
Yeah. Wow.
It's and at the very least, you can get your back taken with it, even if they're not punching you in the face. Which in MMA, of course, you should punch in the face. It's just a fantastic position as far as a dominating position goes.
Yep. And I saw Taekwondo guy attempt to hip bump. I thought that's why Adrian went forward a little to base out.
And I think that's actually just natural. Like maybe he's done some jiu-jitsu, maybe, but if not, like that is a natural thing. Like that bridge especially if you're panicked, like you don't know what to do, you can at least generate force. It's a strong movement.
Yeah.
So people that are untrained will do that. But if you know how to keep mount, of course, like if you've trained jiu-jitsu, then you can just kind of float with it and then just punch the other person repeatedly in the face. And it's, I mean, they're joking. He's just going light. But
props to Adrian, really. Props to Adrian for just, they're just learning from each other. Right? So really props to Adrian. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it's really interesting because Adrian gave it a stand-up before he kind of like took it to the ground, right?
Yeah, no, I like that. I mean, because like you said, like if you're learning, like this is important. Like even with the weak punches to the face, like the simulated kind of ghost punches, like that is when I was training for MMA, that like actually was a huge learning tool for me, because you don't realize like sometimes you're in horrible positions in regular jiu-jitsu where normally you're safe, but you can get punched in the head, and like that changes everything. And just by somebody just kind of lightly tapping you in the head, and you realize like, man, I could just be getting blasted right here. That is terrible. And it really like, if you are willing to learn, if you're not just like, oh, this guy's not hitting me hard or whatever, like that should really hit home. Like, man, I need to change up some of the things I do so I don't get in this position.
Yeah. So. One of the things that my boxing coach has done is with those little flexible styrofoam noodles, sometimes they'll like hit me in the head. It's like, yo, Jerry, where's your hands? So very quickly, my right's usually at my temple, because I remember even if my right sometimes is down too much at my jaw, the temple's open. So it's like, Jerry, where's the hand? Okay, up here now.
Oh yeah, it's a great learning tool. I love it.
But in the scheme of MMA, what I just said about having your fist sort of at the temple, it's not always the right thing, because MMA you have to care about kicks and takedowns and stuff. So you don't always potentially want your hand sort of at the temple area. Yeah,
I mean that's the way a lot of like traditional Thai is too. Like that high guard, really, with your fists up by your temples and your elbows out. It does expose your ribs, so you can get body kicked pretty badly, and of course you have to be able to check leg kicks as well. But also Thai fighters are usually a little more stiff. They stand in the pocket and they just bang, right? Like as opposed to what we see a lot of like with some of the high level strikers in MMA that mix up different styles where they're really controlling the distance well, which is something that doesn't happen as much in Muay Thai. Like both guys are gamers, both are willing to sit and trade in the pocket. But MMA, like, or even boxing, sometimes you'll get like a Floyd Mayweather. It's more like a fencing thing. Like they control the distance, they throw a hit, they get out of dodge before they get returned on. And so like for those people, like that high guard is not the style for them.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're just gonna stand in the pocket and throw bombs, then maybe that high up by the temples, like that might be not a bad idea for you.
Exactly. Especially if your body is very conditioned, so it's like you can take a few hits to the body. Well, okay, all right.
Yeah, and those Thai fighters are just on a different level. It's crazy. Yeah.
Kicking those banana trees or whatever they're called.
I mean, their shins. Just all the shin-to-shin collision. It just turns my stomach to think about it.
I'm just like sometimes when I bang my shin on a chair or something, it's like, right?
It's like, it's worse than stepping on a Lego. It's like... just about one of the... It's probably like above childbirth on the pain scale. It's horrific.
Totally, man. Wow. So guys, you guys can follow John. He's BJJ Breakdowns. Breakdowns or Breakdown?
Breakdown.
BJJ Breakdown. So on YouTube and on Instagram, you guys can follow him. And of course, if you guys ever go to any of the competitions like ADCC, etc., he's one of the commentators. Or are you the commentator or one of the commentators?
It depends. Like, on the last Spider tournament, which is like one of the biggest invitational tournaments, like I happen to be the only commentator on that one. But for ADCC, I was like one of like 6 or more commentators. So it just depends on the event. But cool. Definitely. If you listen to any of the pro broadcasts, like you might hear me on there. Or if you're at a tournament, then definitely feel free to come say hi.
Nice.
The more the merrier, right?
Nice. And guys, John will be back. So if you have any questions about anything, John's trained in MMA. He's not just jiu-jitsu trained, although jiu-jitsu is your main thing right now. But you have any questions about striking, about grappling, etc., we will bring John back.
Awesome.
Cool, guys. This was Fight Commentary Breakdowns.